Welcome. You tuned in to this edition of Homage Speaks, or what homage is due, homage is paid. And right now, we got to jump right into it. We got breaking news, people. We got Porzingus being traded to the Dallas Mavericks. He voiced his opinion today, and the New York Knicks organization wasted no time getting them up out of town. The new regime has spoken. They are in full rebuild. They will be looking for their picks, and they will be trying to acquire as many assets as possible to put things together in order to be able to build a team. I like the young talent that they have now with Kevin Knox and some of the younger forwards that they have, but they've been wanting to get Dennis Smith Jr. in town for some years since that draft. Now they have an opportunity to do that. Make no mistake about it, the Dallas Mavericks have made their decision. They've been looking at Porzingus since he's been compared to Dirk Nowitzki. They got him in house, and now he's paired with Luka Doncic. They now have their two cornerstone pieces for the franchise going forward. Now they can build around them. I thought that Dennis Smith Jr. and Luka were starting to figure things out. I think Luka is now going to become the primary ball handler for the Dallas Mavericks and be the primary facilitator. The New York Knicks have just dropped the real hammer. They was able to wait and get a high draft pick and accumulate assets and be in a position of power in the offseason to have Kevin Knox and Kristaps Porzingis at the core of whoever came to me. That could have been Jimmy Butler, that could have been KD, that could have been Kyrie, that could have been Dame Lillard, that could have been a host of several ball players that could have been a part of what the New York Knicks organization was trying to build. Now they have a team full of guards. Still got Hardaway Jr. We do know now that the point guard going forward is probably going to be Dennis Smith Jr., the guy that they wanted to draft, but Phil Jackson elected to draft Frank Ntilikina, which I believe is going to be one of the most elite defenders at his position in basketball. If you go look at his metrics and look at his numbers, he is locking up everybody who he goes to check. So make no mistake about it, I'm anxious to see how that is going to unfold. I think Frank Ntilikina is the key to some NBA team success going forward because he is able to guard the perimeter players of the day. That goes from James Harden, that goes to any elite perimeter player that plays the guard position. Frank Ntilikina goes on him and he slows down that train. He is the one asset now with Dennis Smith Jr. being on the roster. Hopefully they'll be able to keep. But the Trey Burks and they have to keep Alonzo Terrier. This guy is a scoring machine. The New York Knicks are now about to put themselves in a position to define the young new management legacy right now. This was the first move that they made. Some are gonna like it, some are not. Kristaps Porzingis just left he just left the biggest market and he elected to go play with his guy, his friend, Luka Doncic. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be real. The Dallas Mavericks, they have just made who they want the guys to be for the cornerstone of their team. Wesley Matthews is a great shooter coming over in the trade. You got a great rebound in DeAndre Jordan. I don't think they're gonna pick that contract back up unless he really elects to take less money and give them a contract that's more friendly for the Knicks to operate with, because he's a guy that can give you 14 and 10. And I wish that Porzingus would have just remained patient and waited to see what the Knicks was going to be able to do in the offseason, because they're going to have a pick. They're going to have a lot of assets that interest people in Terrier and Frank Ntilikina and Trey Burke and players like that. But make no mistake about it, Vonleh goes nowhere now. Kevin Knox, of course, goes nowhere now. And we're going to see what the New York Knicks are going to be able to do. But right now, the Dallas Mavericks have made a decision going forward in the Western Conference. It's going to be our 1-2 punch of Luke and KP, and we coming to see you. And whoever want the smoke, we going to be there with the fire already lit. And with that being said, this marks another edition of many more of Homie Speaks.